Hello, we're on for another truth bomb. This time it's called Being Healthy Isn't Boring. And the reason why this one has come up, because some of the clients I work with, so we're looking at improving their health and their well-being through their food, their nutrition choices, and also through movement. And what this brings up emotionally for, hey Mike, for people changing to a healthier lifestyle is this emotion of lack or removing everything and becoming boring and only eating lettuce and drinking water and breathing air, and that's all. And we're not looking for a supermodel diet. I use that term loosely because that's very 1980s, is lettuce and water. What we're looking for is a change in lifestyle. So what I consider is there's a couple of levels. So level one is where we're changing some habits. We are replacing one item with a slightly better item. Doesn't mean you have to go the whole hog. But you know, let's take for example 3 o'clock Coca-Cola and a chocolate bar. Replacing that and just starting with one thing at a time, or one habit at a time. Replacing that perhaps with a sparkling mineral water and a chocolate protein bar. And then once we've nailed that, improving one more thing. So perhaps it might be, instead of having a sandwich, you know, with bread, we might go to a wrap with a salad and some meat in it. So changing those small habits. Now, often we're thinking about, we're removing chocolate and we're removing alcohol and we're removing all these things. And yes, if you want a dramatic change immediately and you're prepared to sustain it, yes, you would remove those things. Everything has a calorie, and that's what we need to remember, even though in my program we don't count calories. We just bring an awareness of the foods. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because my clients that have just jumped on board this week, they're going through this emotion of, I'll never have fun with food again, I'll never be able to go out with my friends, I'll have to eat out of plastic containers my whole life. And that's rubbish. And the look, so Apprentice has just gone a little bit silly as well, as he does in my videos. I don't know why the heck he's standing on the table. But what we want to learn is different ways to improve our health and well-being. And there's a whole nother world of really awesome, fun food available. But because that's not been your norm, you wouldn't necessarily know it's out there. So let's say, for instance, classic example is you decide you're going to buy a new car and you want to buy a blue Mazda 3. Then you start going out on the road and you see that there are a ton of them. And so what this is doing is activating your reticular activation system, which is where you start to notice things more. So when you change to a healthier kind of lifestyle and start to get some of these insights into the way that you can still have so much fun with food and how it can serve you well and make you feel good and connect with a whole bunch of people that are, you know, on the healthy train for life. Not for 8 weeks, 12 weeks, it's for life. So hence why we do small incremental change. There's a whole world open up to you. And I want to show you something in particular. So if you've been leading a what I call normal lifestyle, so it's stress induced, you react in terms of food, so you'll purchase and use food to make you feel better, then you might be used to having some donuts and things like that, cakes, sugary stuff, as my battery goes low. But the options that are available in terms of health, look at this. Now, it'd be all back to front. But it's a noshu. It's a guilt-free donut. And the reason why it's guilt-free is because it has less of the sugars. It has but 11 grams of calories per 100 grams. So that's okay. Sure, there's a little bit of fat. It comes from saturated fats, and we can do all that, you know, breaking things down. But it's a healthy option. Now, you're not going to eat this every day, but maybe you might treat yourself on a Friday. So you might go to the shops on Thursday night, do your food shopping, go to the health food store, pick up a donut, and Friday mornings you have a donut. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean you have to miss out. It's just replacing with better options. So head off into your health food store, go and explore it if you haven't. Go in there with no preconceived ideas, and you'll actually see that there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can replace those saturated, heavy fats, processed foods with a whole bunch of other versions of that kind of food. And if you're even more creative, there's so many recipes where you can make treats that are healthy, but you just wouldn't think to make them out of particular types of foods. So go and check it out. In the meantime, if you're looking for other truth bombs, get onto YouTube, have a look for Fiona Hurle, and you'll see a whole bunch of other truth bombs that have been popped up there. And I look forward to your questions.